Okay, this first one isn't so much a game, but more of a new system. But what a system it is. VR headsets are being touted as the next big step forward in video gaming. The ability to simply put on a headset and be teleported from your living room to a giant stadium or raging battlefield certainly does sound appealing. But you know, all good things take time, and I feel this could be true with some of the VR headsets coming out next year. What I mean is, it may take a little while for all of us to adopt and really get into them, but they're no doubt something to look forward to. Okay, first of all, anything that has Mario in the title is guaranteed to grab not only mine, but a lot of people's attention. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam for Nintendo 3DS is set to be released early 2016 in North America. Now the story to this game is actually pretty much the exact same as it is in every Mario game. Basically, the two worlds of Mario and Paper Mario get mixed together, and along with Luigi, they must save Princess Peach from Bowser and Paper Bowser. The game utilises both features from Mario and Paper Mario for what looks like a genuinely fun and light-hearted adventure. You all pretty much know what to expect from this one, because it's Street Fighter, except it's Street Fighter on next-gen consoles in 2016. The gameplay looks pretty darn good, with smooth looking moves, sharp visuals, and awesome character designs. I may not be that into street fighting games, but even I am looking forward to this one. I put this one in here at number 7 with quiet optimism, and a little bit of concern or worry for one of my favourite franchises from the early 2000s. Ratchet & Clank 2016 is the reimagining of the original game, and I really hope they can do it justice and help get our favourite Lombax and Robot out of retirement. Just to give you some background, I fell out of the Ratchet & Clank series after the third installment, where after that point the art style and gameplay, in my opinion, were changed to target a younger audience. I hope this reimagining can cater to both new younger fans and the old traditional fans like myself. I have my fingers crossed. This one I can gladly say is one game I've dreamt about since playing the original all those years ago. Dishonored 2 is set 15 years after the events of the Dunmore Plague, where the Empress is suddenly and unexpectedly dethroned by a new mysterious power and labelled an outlaw to society. Looking silky smooth as ever, players have a huge range of assassiny weapons and gadgets at their disposal, and all of them look epic. Dishonored 2 is set to be released in the middle of next year, and it will be huge, at least according to me. Remember, you heard it here first. I'm a huge Digimon fan, and have been playing these video games long after I've stopped watching the TV series. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is set to be released in February and March next year on the PlayStation 4 and Vita. Helpful hint, I probably wouldn't bother with the Vita version. The story of Digimon Cyber Sleuth involves the players receiving a Digimon capture device from a stranger, which allows them to capture and befriend Digimon in cyberspace, where they get to fight baddies and solve digital mysteries. Digimon games are far from big blockbusters these days, and they tend to fly under the radar a bit. But as a Digimon fan from way back, I'm pretty excited about this one. Yes, yes, and yes. When I found out about XCOM 2 earlier this year, it took me by surprise, well and truly. I've always been a fan of XCOM and have spent many an hour playing their games, but honestly, I wasn't expecting a sequel, but I'm certainly glad we're getting one. XCOM 2 is set 20 years after the events of Enemy Unknown, where humans have surrendered to the aliens as XCOM was betrayed by the Nation Council, who ended up surrendering to the aliens. The aliens have tried to integrate themselves into society, with XCOM becoming largely forgotten and are now only a small resistance force. If the game mechanics of XCOM 2 are anything like the previous games, then I will be a happy man. Enough said. Far Cry without guns. I know, it's a weird thought, but it will soon be more than just a thought, it will be reality. Far Cry Primal was set way back when man was certainly not top of the food chain. There is no shortage of mean and nasty beasts from a forgotten era to tear you limb from limb, but here's the thing, they don't have to. To make up for the lack of firepower, Far Cry Primal has a Beastmaster system, which allows the player to tame these ferocious beasts and use them for their own dastardly deeds. In my opinion, from the limited content I've seen of this game, I get the feeling that it's a very close gameplay experience to Far Cry 4, which isn't a bad thing, but hopefully this game is different enough that it doesn't feel like just a reskin and more like its own game. Okay, so there are a lot of video game franchises receiving new installments in 2016, and I can gladly say that none are more anticipated and exciting for me than this one. The Uncharted series is a storytelling masterpiece. I can happily play all 3 of those previous games in a row just for the story elements alone, but having awesome action-adventure gameplay is a nice bonus. So with Uncharted 4 set to be, at least at this stage, the last installment in the series, I really hope that it gets sent off with a bang. But I don't think I have too much to worry about, because the team at Naughty Dog sure know how to deliver great gaming masterpieces. There is, in my opinion, a lot to look forward to for gamers in 2016, but there is one game in particular that has me more excited for next year than any other. For this game and for its players, the sky is truly the limit. Ladies and gentlemen, my most anticipated game of 2016 is none other than No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a first-person open universe survival game, where players have access to a playground featuring over, and wait for it, 18 quintillion different planets. Just think about that for a second. It's ridiculously large. 2 people could play this game for hundreds of hours each and never visit the same planet. It's mind-boggling. Players can share the data of planets they have visited to the Atlas, one huge database that everyone can access to earn credits and spend them on upgrades for both them and their ship. Seriously, this game is not just going to be the most anticipated game of 2016, it is 2016. Well, there we have it guys, my most anticipated games of 2016. I think I can safely say there will be no shortage of good games in 2016 for us all to enjoy. And because this list is just my personal opinions, chances are you may not quite agree with some of the games I had on here. And that's totally cool. Let me know what games you are looking forward to in 2016 below in the comment section. And feel free to catch on my other video of the top 10 best games of 2015. And as always guys, have a good one.